Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, I have here a couple of blasts from the past. These are Sabre knives that I bought when I was a kid. So I've had these. I think I got this one when I was about 9 or 10. So this guy's pretty close. I've had it for 55 years. How long can you keep a knife? I've had this one for 55 years. This one was a little bit later. I think I was old enough to start messing around with cars and stuff, so I must have been like 15 or so, somewhere around there. All right, so this guy here, at first I thought he was a copperhead, but it's not. It's just basically an equal end pen knife, and these things were very inexpensive. They were basically the Rough Rider of my day. You know, I mean, you wanted an inexpensive knife, but fairly well made. These things originally were 99 cents, and then they went up to $1.99, and then they went up to $5, and then they were gone. So let's get into a little history here. Sabre knives, the ones that were made in Japan, were made from 1960 to 1980, and when they were made all over the place. They were made in Ireland, Germany, Japan, USA, Pakistan, and Hong Kong. The brand, Sabre brand, was owned by Cole National Corporation, and Cole National Corporation also owned the K-Bar brand from 1966 to 1999. So a lot of people would call these the Japanese K-Bars. Anyway, originally they started out with no model number and carbon steel. Then they went to a 2-digit model number system, and finally they went to a 3-digit model number system. They started out with carbon steel blades, nickel silver bolsters, brass pins and liners, and bone handles. And they finally went to stainless steel and plastic handles. This is a imitation pearl, like faux pearl. These things are fairly easy to find on the used market and everything. But this particular model I have not been able to find. It's the model number, let's zoom in a little bit on this. It's a model number 49. And yeah, this knife has seen a lot of rusty action, basically. When I went into the service, my parents held my knife. I put some oil on it just to bring it back to life a little bit. My parents kept all my knives and stuff for me when I was in the military, and after I got out, eventually they gave them back to me. This one I always had. This one was taken away from me because this is the model 677. So see, they switched to stainless steel. You can barely see that, but that's a 6. And for those of you that have watched this know what I did with this one before. My parents took it away from me because they thought it was too long of a blade, and I don't know. They were afraid of it. But at one time, I jump-started a truck using this. I told you I used to abuse my knives. I use this thing basically as an arc between the solenoid, the starter solenoid on old starters. Weren't always on the starter. Sometimes they were up there on the fender well. And if you had a problem where your solenoid wasn't engaging or something, sometimes you could jump it. You could basically arc it, and that's what I did. I connected it to one side and then the tip of the blade to the other, and I got the engine to start. But it kind of, messed up the knife. And like I said, my parents took this away from me until, a lot later. But that's that model. It's a melon tester. They made a lot of different models. They made Swiss Army looking ones. They made camp knife type of ones. They made a hawkbill. They made a Barlow. They made a Bowie knife, original Bowie knife, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, they were just basically halfway, you know, I mean, it sharpens up really well. It's made fairly well. I mean, it's like equal to a Rough Rider at least, you know. They did pretty good jigging on this bone. You know, it doesn't look bad. The pins are, you know, they're brass pins. It's not super well finished, but I mean, you're talking about $1 maybe, you know, for this knife. You can see that the tip is a little bent on this one. Like I said, I see that. I didn't always. I can hammer this back out, but I'm not going to really be using this one that much, so it's just a reminder of my past. And if you like to collect sabers and stuff, like I said, they're inexpensive. I believe when they were made in the USA, I think it was Ulster and Colonial both made the USA sabers. And yeah, they're just basically beater knives. If you wanted to start, you know, like a collection or something, I don't know why. For most people, to me, if I start picking up any of these older ones, it's just nostalgia. You know, I mean, I know they're fairly inexpensive. Now later on, they get into plastic handles and jigging and everything. And when they went to Hong Kong, the quality started going down. And I've never been a big fan of Pakistan knives, but I don't know how well they did there on those. But yeah, there you go. Just a couple of little. This melon tester's got a pretty long blade on him. It's about a 4-inch blade. And this guy is just a 3 3¼ inch overall with about a 2¼ inch cutting edge on the main blade. You see a lot of these with they make a 3-bladed Stockman also. And then about 1.5 inch cutting edge on the little pin blade. So yeah, if you're ever collecting old knives and stuff, these are fairly inexpensive. They're not like $1 anymore. You can find them for anywhere from $5 to $20. It just depends on the condition of them and everything else. I wouldn't pay much more than that for them. But yeah, there you go. Just a little something, a little blast from the past of some knives that I've had for quite a while. And I will have them until I die, and then who knows who gets them. After that, I won't care, you know, who gets my knives. Really, I don't. If I'm worried about it, if I see that, if I feel like I'm going to die pretty soon, I'll give them away, or I'll do something with them. But I'm not really worried, because I'm going to have no, I'm not going to, when I'm dead, you know. So, there you go. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.